It's Wednesday, August 29. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is insisting that parents must send their children to school no matter what. He says that inability to pay auxiliary school fees must not be a hindrance. The Prime Minister says education is the vaccine against illiteracy, violence and poverty. That recognition, he said, motivated the decision of the JLP government in its 2007-2011 tenure to pay the entire cost of tuition for students in high schools. That arrangement remains in place. Holness suggested there was some confusion in sections of the public regarding tuition fees for high school students, now entirely covered by the government, and auxiliary fees, which are not obligatory, but which parents who can afford it are encouraged to pay to schools. The Prime Minister was speaking at the formal introduction of Delroy Slowly as the JLP's caretaker of St. Elizabeth Northeastern in the next parliamentary elections. The public will hear details this week of the traffic management plans in the corporate area, which the National Works Agency, the NWA, is implementing in time for the start of the new school year on Monday. The plans are being implemented in light of the ongoing major road and infrastructure works that are being carried out in Kingston and sections of St. Catherine. Motorists are already bracing themselves for congestion and lengthy delays expected next week when the new academic year begins, and have been calling on authorities to find ways to address concerns. The Ministry of Health says the shortage of anesthetic gas and nitrous oxide at the University Hospital of the West Indies should be alleviated today. Nitrous oxide produces a light anesthesia on its own that is frequently added to an IV anesthetic or another inhalation anesthetic. It can reduce the dose of requirement for other drugs. The Health Ministry says the UHWI has been receiving assistance with supplies of the gas from the Kingston Public Hospital. The father of 14-year-old Anya Francis, who was brutally murdered in Arnett Gardens, Kingston last Thursday night, says he is grateful for the financial and emotional support his family has been receiving since the killing. However, he's not satisfied with the police investigation. His comments followed his family's meeting on Monday with Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his wife Juliet, the Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural. The first couple assured them that the police will do all possible to ensure there is justice for Anya. In a statement, the Prime Minister emphasized that the government will be relentless in ensuring Jamaica is peaceful, safe and secure for all our children. Security at the Riverton City landfill in St. Andrew will be enhanced with a donation of $1 million by brewing company Red Stripe. The money will be used to procure surveillance equipment for the landfill. This is in addition to enhanced security measures the government has put in place following recent fires at the disposal site, suspected to be the work of arsonists. Speaking at a handing over ceremony at Red Stripe Spanish Town Road location this week, Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond McKenzie noted that security has also been increased at all landfills across the country since the fires. The minister lamented that over the last 8 to 10 weeks, the government has had to spend $150 million to extinguish fires which could have been used otherwise. In regional news, Grenada will on Wednesday launch its campaign for a second referendum on whether to replace the London-based Privy Council with the Caribbean Court of Justice, the PBCJ, as its final court. Barbadian Prime Minister Mia Mottley will be the featured speaker at the launch. Attorney General Sir Lawrence Joseph, who is also chairman of the CCJ Advisory Committee, said Grenadian Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell will officially announce the date of the referendum, which is scheduled to be held in the last quarter of 2018. In 2016, Grenadians voted against accepting the CCJ. sports. Leg injuries have forced Jamaica's hurdler supreme, Omar McLeod, off the track. McLeod, the world and Olympic champion in the 110-meter hurdles, has suffered injuries throughout the outdoor season and last raced in July. Though he will miss this week's Diamond League finals, McLeod is on the mend and looking ahead to next year. Abductor and ankle troubles forced him to miss his usual season opener at the Drake Relays in April, but he stormed back to win at the Shanghai and Eugene Diamond League meets, clocking 13.16 seconds and a win-aided 13.01 second respectively in those races. He told the Gleaner recently, quote, "I think it's very important that athletes realize the importance of rest and taking breaks so that their bodies can recover and heal properly," end quote. And that's the news. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.